Hey, so I am absolutely loving the show Wandavision, like so damn much, like all the twists and turns and shit, every cliffhanger, all that stuff. But today, I'm not actually going to talk about, fantastical fan theories and all that kind of fun stuff. No, arguably I'm going to be talking about the thing that is boring, kind of, I guess, in a way. I'm going to be talking about the upload schedule. Yeah, so if you are not up to date, or if if you're not up to date, I said it right the first time, then don't worry, because this is going to be spoiler free, so chillax, dude. So, when it was first kind of like announced, or when the show was first coming out, I was kind of bummed out that they were coming out in weekly doses. We get one episode a week, which kind of like, I have a love-hate relationship with that, because I want to binge, I want to watch more, obviously. Once you get hooked, it's kind of like this annoying little thing where it's like, yep, here's a good thing, and then once you're finally into it, it's like, and now you have to wait a week, and that's kind of annoying. But overall, I actually am starting to kind of fall in love with this process a little bit, and I think that it could actually be really good for the future of TV, and I think it could change kind of how TV shows are released. I think that this could become kind of a trend again, where it's kind of that throwback to how TV used to be. In the last few years, because of Netflix and all this stuff, everything's been coming out, like all of it, just all at once, and you binge through it and it's gone. But the beauty of this weekly thing is that it allows for this community, kind of. There's like a Wandavision community at the moment, I suppose. Everybody that's, all things about pop culture, movie reviewers, all that kind of thing. We're talking about it all week, every episode. People are creating content out of it. It's the talk of the town, I guess, is the thing. And I think it's a really smart way to go from Marvel's perspective, because, it's something that we're all focusing on. And they're getting, like, heaps of promotion out of this, because, as soon as an episode comes out, there's Jeremy Johns' review, there's Dan Merle's review, there's smaller channels' reviews, like hundreds of them. Everybody is doing weekly reviews. I'm not currently, just because I'm not disciplined enough. I get too distracted. I want to talk about other things. I can't be fucked talking about the same thing every single video, but a lot of people are, and I'm watching them, and I think it's really fun to be part of that thing. And there's time to speculate, there's time to sink into each and every episode, and you kind of really get sucked into this world. And when I watched the last episode, currently at the moment, we're 6 in, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this has only been 6 episodes. It feels like it's been this whole long series, and it's kind of really good. It's just lengthened out everything, and it's made it so there's something to look forward to before the worst part of my week, which is when I have just finished a Wandavision episode and now am the furthest away from the next Wandavision episode for the whole week. That's a sad time. I know, it's tragic. It's a tragic life, I understand, but that part kind of sucks. The thing that does bother me about it, though, is that wait a bit, because especially since the episodes so far anyway, they've been like 20 minutes. Maybe. I mean, they might say half an hour or whatever on the Disney Plus app there, but come on, I mean, most of that, half of that at least, are credits. It's like, it's ridiculous. And it's like, it's kind of annoying, the upload schedule, since you are waiting that full week just for like about 20-25 minutes of content. And that has been annoying. It's kind of like, you can't really sink too deeply in. But I think that the episodes, just by the way, are going to get that little bit longer, because, for one, I read it somewhere, and I don't know if it's true. But beyond that, it's because at the start of the show, obviously it was taking on the classic sitcom kind of stuff from the 50s, 60s, whatever eras those were. Those were like your classic standard, just 20-minute sitcoms with a laugh track, all that stuff. As the series has been going on, it's been getting more modern. We had that Halloween Malcolm in the Middle type of episode that came out most recently. And now we're starting to get into the era where shows did become a bit more cinematic, and they've become a bit more, a bit more longer. The Walking Dead and stuff. I don't know what show, that's not a sitcom, but like shows have become more, there are more 40-minute shows and stuff nowadays and are more popular and that kind of thing. And I think that Wandavision is kind of leading into that trend, I think, anyway. Could be wrong, I don't know. That's kind of just how the whole trajectory of the show's been going. So it kind of fits to be that 40 minutes to 1 hour, however long the episodes are going to be. But when it comes to the schedule, just getting back to that though, I have really mostly fallen in love with it. I think it's a really interesting way to watch a show. I think that it makes you more invested, to be honest, because with most shows, they drop it in one go, you watch it all at once and it's done. It's gone. If I had have watched every episode of this back in whatever day it started, January whatever it was, I'd be done now and I wouldn't be thinking about it anymore. But this release schedule has brought it so that I'm thinking about it constantly, to be honest. It's kind of become part of my weekly life at the moment, while it's still showing, and that's kind of a really cool thing. And yeah, I think that most shows, not most shows probably, but I think some shows, it could become a bit more of a standard. I think some shows are going to follow in this mindset because they become the main thing. Like, there were some shows that have come out where, I don't know, did Queen's Gambit come out all at once? I can't remember. Most shows do though. Most shows just drop all at once, and then there's no nuance in talking about the episodes because everybody is at a different part of the show because we're not all watching it at once. So it can be hard to talk about it with other people because it can be hard to avoid spoilers. You're not sure exactly what happened in what episodes. It really becomes harder to track. You don't really remember everything, and you don't really put on together what each episode has really been like in each episode, sort of. Like, you're like, if you watch it all at once, it's like, well, what the hell happened in episode 3? I don't know. It's all become kind of a mess. But with Wandavision, we remember exactly what has happened week to week. The first week being where they were kind of with that dinner and everything, and it was black and white still and everything, and then the second one, it was the one with the magic trick and everything, and so on and so on. Like, we remember each and every episode because of this release schedule. I truly think that it's because of that, because of the weekly thing, and I think that it's kind of a cool throwback, and I kind of hope that some shows do go into this a bit more, and I think that they might, like The Boys did late last year, which was kind of, again, an annoying thing to me when they first announced it, but I soon learned to kind of appreciate the slowness, to be able to just digest each episode for what it was and not judge the thing as a whole. That being said, things did come to Wandavision a bit negatively because people judged it a bit too quick with those first 2 episodes that came out. People were like, this is boring, this is slow, I don't get where this is going. And that was a bit of a detriment to the show. Not in terms of the show having done anything wrong, but it was something that it blew back on the show a little bit. It was like, I don't know, some people probably, I would say, gave up at that point. Maybe they've jumped back on now because of all the hype and everything. Everybody is talking about this, like I said. But there are, I don't know, there are those factors to think about too. I think it would be perfect if episodes, and this might just be for any show to be honest, I think it'd be perfect if episodes came out 2 at a time. It'd give you a little bit more to have a bit of fun with and watch and everything, but it wouldn't be a complete overdose of like, well, what the fuck's going on in this episode and blah blah blah. I just feel like it would be a good mix of the old traditional weekly style and the just drop everything binge style that we have kind of led into in recent years. And something else that is really cool about Wandavision is just how cinematic it is. It's really proving just how much TV and movies are blending together. Like, it looks like a movie, when it's not trying to look like an old sitcom or whatever. When it's in the modern day, when it's outside of, what's the town called? West something? I forgot. Westview, I think. It's cinematic. It looks like an MCU movie. Like, it is impressive as hell. There's basically no difference apart from that release schedule. That's kind of what makes it different. And that obviously, by the time it's all out, it'll be longer than a Marvel movie. Oh, actually, well, they have been short episodes. Maybe they'll be about the same length, actually. But it's a different beast. It's telling a different story, and it's better being told like this. You couldn't tell this story in a movie in the same way anyway. You could tell this story in a movie, but not in the same way. It would be less impactful, I feel like. But yeah, it's just really proving how far TV has come in terms of being films parallel, being films, not enemy, but like kind of, it rivals film now. Like, it's not just like your shitty little TV and whatever. It's not looked down upon as being lesser anymore. Like, TV is really, it's a part of film now. Like, it's just as big when it comes to pop culture. I think that's cool. I'm way more of a movie guy in my general life still, but I can appreciate when a story like this comes out episodically like this, where they've clearly planned it all out. I just think WandaVision is a really fucking cool show. And I kind of have fallen in love with the way that it has been coming out. So that's cool. Yeah. Let me know what you think and all that stuff. Thanks for watching. Blah, blah, blah. Do the things. The end of the YouTube video things. Do them.